I don't know if you've ever watched Guga Foods. I have been doing that a lot as of late. This year has been... He's been a channel I've been watching a lot more this year, and I'm always intrigued by what he comes up with and all his experiments. But something came to my mind about something he would usually do. He does this thing called compound butter, and few of the times it's been with other things than just normal ingredients. What would you make compound butter with? On a few occasions, he's made sandwiches into compound butter. Now, I think that's interesting. It's always something like chicken sandwiches or some burgers from like Wendy's and Burger King, a taco from Taco Bell. The list goes on. But there's one thing I feel like he sorely missed out on. Probably by the time this video gets uploaded, he may have done it. I don't know. We're going to find out. He didn't make a compound butter out of the best fast food sandwich ever created. The MCRIB. Remember last year I made that big old soliloquy about the big rib gone forever. Well, they came back again this year. I just didn't want to talk about it. I've been busy, man. I've been going through some shit. So I'm just more or less gonna do exactly what he would do, which is cut the sandwich in half, throw it into a processor. This is probably gonna ruin this thing, but we're gonna keep trucking on, and then also put a whole stick of butter in there. So I hope you're ready for this fun adventure. Now, normally I have to share this. Normally, I'm not one to get onions on my MCRIB. I absolutely hate onions, but for the sake of making the butter taste good, I asked him to include onions on this sandwich. Don't worry, I did get me a MCRIB without onions, an extra pickle, but that's for my dinner tonight. So let's have some fun. First up, I'm going to scrape off some onions. I know what I just said was what I just said, but like they kind of lopsided these onions a lot. Like one side has them more than the other. Yeah, I think they reek. I think what I got right now is a good ratio of everything. Got good amount of pickles, good amount of onion, meat, sauce, bread. Yes, he includes the bread in these things. Lunatic, I tell you. All right, so here's half a MCRIB. There's a good, I may put a couple more onions and some sauce in there. But like right now, it's a little difficult to get in there, but we will make it happen one way or another. Oh, Lord. Okay. We may cut off just a little extra of the meat, so this is not all just bread. I'm going to probably rewatch a video later of his, and it's going to be like, yeah, we took all the buns off, and it's just like, fuck. Okay, I got one of these in, or half of it in, you know what I meant. So, this thing has done me very well. This has come from a Family Dollar Tree. Yes, that one in particular. And, I put it in wrong. No, never mind, I didn't. We're good. Here we go. You want some gunk? Okay, now we start the butter putting in process. I think how they do it in the videos is that they like cut them up in little squares, and they would like, in the video he makes it seem like he just threw them all in, but like I think we may have to like put a couple in and then a couple in later and blah blah blah, and all that. We're gonna use this. I don't think it'll matter. No. Oh, good Lord. Is this like frozen or something? Now on Blu-ray and DVD. You know they're making a third and a fourth Frozen? Why the hell? I barely remember 2. Like I genuinely... there's like a song on my Spotify Premium playlist that is like a deleted song from that. And that movie's more of a bop and has stayed with my mind more than the actual soundtrack of that movie. All right, we put 4 little pads, 4 tablespoons of butter in here. So we're going to just let this do its thing first. So there's something I remembered. The butter is a little melted before they put it in there. And I just put more or less cold butter in this thing. Now I can't even open this. Great. Okay, we're going to have to take a few minute break. Okay, after some embarrassing minutes later, I've come up with this. It's a lot pinker than I thought it'd be, but it's still got some barbecue smell to it. I hope that's what it is. I'm going to also add just a little bit of barbecue sauce to this, just so that it has just a hint more of barbecue. You know, gotta trace it back to its origins, you know. I feel like I'm making a cake because it has almost that consistency of frosting. What the fuck? It tastes like what? There's an initial of this is going to make me throw up, but as you grit through that, it does taste like a MCRIB. I think I have played God today. All right, the next part of this is that you're supposed to put it all on some saran plastic clinch wrap, or whatever the hell you call it, and I think this is going to require every utensil in the house for this. So I'm sorry to make anybody squeamish when I do this. Hold up. Oh, good Lord. This is going to be a mistake. This is going to be hell to clean later. Like, honestly, that's probably the one thing I hate about all of this is that I'm going to have to clean it up. I've already gotten the butter in places I shouldn't have gotten butter in the first place. So, well, this spoon's going to help me the most, it seems. So I've made a knife and a spatula pretty much useless for no reason. I really am starting to wonder if this was a good idea. But I guess we'll find out eventually. My cat is talking in the background. All right, I've gotten as much of this as I can probably even muster at this point. So we're going to kind of get it all, you know, lathered in a good, respectful place as much as possible. Because the next idea is to just, quite honestly, just wrap it up. Luckily, this is the third part of the 4-part solution. I don't know what I'm talking about, really. All right, I've never been perfect at this, nor have I ever done it before. But yeah. First fucking try. Yeah, there's some gunk here on the side, but wow. I never thought that did that. I always thought that was just like a bit people were doing. Let's just make it a little more uniform. Okay, that just erased all my progress. Okay, here's my little package. This is not as taut as it should be, I don't think. There we go. But here it is. This is my new baby. It's the MCRIB compound butter. Now, the fun part is now we got to wait 24, maybe not 24 hours, maybe just overnight. But I think we should just wait 24 hours. So, they're going in the fridge. We'll come back to this tomorrow. Well, it flattened a lot more than I wanted it to, but this is the results past 24 hours later on this. I did these little ties thinking it would help it hold its shape a little bit better. Obviously, that did not do the trick. Regardless, we need to more or less just open this up and see our final product. It's solidified, so we're in for hopefully a fun time. here we have it. It's a solidified mass of whatever. Looks like cookie dough, honestly, but yeah, I think it's about ready for the good old trial. Here's the star of the show today. It's just a nice little sirloin. It's a very cheap one. I didn't really want to waste a huge one. You know, I didn't want to waste too much money on this experiment. So I made got a little small one. Yeah, and my cast iron is ever so slowly getting warm. Ever so slightly. And yeah, so I'm gonna not really film myself cooking the steak because there's no point. But yeah, I'll more or less, whenever it's done cooking, I'll continue from there. All right, I'm gonna put just this little slab. Wait, no, this little slab right there. That's probably a little bit too much, but who cares? We're gonna let that sit in there for a couple of minutes. Yeah. It's such a special occasion. Gotta pour a bit of the sparkling juice. So juicy. Okay, so I gave it 10 minutes and it basically formed, I don't know how to describe it, just a paste. But hey, the butter it's spreadable. It is indeed spreadable. So, I did not make a control steak for this, so, oops. So either way, we got all this mush here. I really do think I'm mostly going to just taste bread. So, without further ado, we have to find out. The first compound, MCRIB compound butter. Here we go. I'm going to scrape just a tiny bit of this butter off on this next bite. So-called butter. I've obviously failed this experiment, I think, because really, I have no real flavor profile of a MCRIB. There's like a slight tinge of barbecue, but I can't sit down and confidently say that we succeeded in the job of making a MCRIB compound butter. It smelt exactly like it, and the butter part of it tasted exactly like it. And I feel like there is this part of this that's trying to scream, I'm in here, I'm in here, I'm a MCRIB in this. But realistically, ultimately, I really do think it's because I put 2 pieces of bread in this. The butter still tastes like a MCRIB. Maybe not fully, but enough. Here comes my cat. She will not be part of the taste test. I may have cooked this a little too long. Very much so. I think, unfortunately, I think this will be my only attempt this year at trying to do this. But I think we're just missing something. We put too much of bread maybe in this. Because otherwise, it's not awful. It still tastes pretty good. And there goes my cat. I feel like it's just a little bit too much bread. And really all we're tasting is the barbecue sauce. I'm going to finish this steak on here just in case anything changes my mind about what's going on here. I have to say, I feel like I failed this experiment. And we'll just try again next year. But, I mean, I gotta use that butter, the rest of it, to something. I'll figure something out, I guess. But, overall, this wasn't a bad experience. I could have easily threw up at any point in this video, but I didn't. There is a nice little taste to it all, but it's not exactly what I was hoping for. Maybe we'll try this again next year. I don't know.